Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in, for going over this amazing haul that I just picked up. So I just got back from a week away hunting abroad in my parents' hometown in Central Texas. And even though I was only there for 6 days, I acquired such a great haul from garage sales, estate sales, community flea markets. And it just goes to show that no matter where you are, if you look hard enough, you're gonna find something truly amazing. And even I was surprised by some of the stuff I picked up. So I found a little bit of everything that I normally look for and a few extras. So let's take a look at what I got. Okay, everyone, so here are the items I picked up while traveling through Texas. Now, these first few things I didn't pick up in Texas, but I got in a recent trade. So I wanted to give a shout out to a fellow toy hunter and collector. So for a few figures I picked up in the past few collections, I managed to get these two hard to find and obscure Battle Beast action figures. One of my favorite obscure lines from the 80s, along with Dino Riders. I'm always happy to find these. So thanks a lot, Eric, for that awesome trade. Now next up, I'm going to go over all the DVDs, VHS, and games that I picked up. So first up, we have a pretty interesting He-Man Masters of the Universe. We have a rare sci-fi horror film called Death Machine, Darkman, Caveman, Ewok Adventure. Now these are two of my favorite pickups. We have volume 1 and 2 of the anime known as The Guyver. A pretty obscure and rare find. I was super surprised to find these at a VHS sale for about $1 a piece. I remember watching this long ago, and unfortunately it was a series that never finished with the animation, despite a reboot or two. But I'm super happy to have these. I'm only missing now the third volume. So who knows if I might come across that someday at a sale. Next to that, we have the awe-inspiring Green with Evil Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the introduction of the Green Ranger, Part 2. We have a DBZ, Swamp Thing. And before I get to the games and the DVDs I wanted to share, I have what I believe is the first 3 Pokemon movies on VHS. Unfortunately, they don't hold too much value unless they're sealed, because they came with a lot of special promotions and a special Pokemon card. But still, I'm probably going to lot those up and see if I can sell those. Now, on the PS2, I picked up Tetris World and Resident Evil 3, or 4, I'm sorry, complete. And next to that, we have Beyond Reanimator, a pretty interesting horror film. We have Rave Master Volume 1. Now, this was quite a surprise. This is a early 90s Japanese science fiction movie, which I just actually watched, and I thought it was pretty good. But this DVD, I never would imagine how rare it was and how much it goes for online. So I'm going to decide whether I'm going to keep it to showcase it, considering it's so rare, or sell it to make a pretty good profit. So still undecided, because it was a pretty good movie. Next up, at a community sale, I picked up this bin full of dinosaurs for about $5. There are numerous figures and plants and caves and all kinds of pieces in there. So I'm probably going to lot that all together. But the best part of that was in this bin, I found a little Godzilla. I don't know if I own this particular little Godzilla, but unfortunately he is missing an arm, but it's still amazing to find something like that, because I didn't expect that to be in there. I'm going to say the comic books for last. So we're going to go on to the next one. I've also picked up at that same community sale this Carpe Nukem, as you can see, for $1. Bust. I think it should get at least $15 online, so we should see, but it's in pretty good shape. There we go, right there. Now here we have a vintage Disney piece. From 1939, we have Mickey Never Fails. It looked in pretty good shape up until like the very last few pages. See the back cover there is a little beat up. And here you can see where a child or somebody wrote on it. But I believe it's in pencil, so I don't think it hurts the value too much. But I'm still going to try to see if it's desirable for a Disney collector, considering it's such an old piece. I've never seen a Disney book this old before. Now, I wanted to get to Darth here. This is the 1983 Darth Vader speaker phone. Unfortunately, I don't have a landline to test it out, but it was a pretty nice piece, and it was only like $2. So I'm going to see if any Star Wars fan would like that. Next up, I didn't state it, so I went to specifically looking for a Nintendo 64 and its games. Unfortunately, the seller decided to keep it at the last minute, so only thing I did pick up was a few Sega Genesis games. So first up, we have Bass Tournament of Champions, and we got the Tournament 96 version. Primal Rage, still one of my favorite fighting games, even though I was never really good at them. Mortal Kombat, and Spider-Man and X-Men. Had to clean these up pretty good, but they all worked just fine. I had to pass on the Sega Genesis. They had it to sale because I couldn't get it to power on, but I still have one that I use for testing, so gonna make really nice pieces. And last but not least, we have this nice CTR Emerson with a VHS player built in, and I was surprised I only picked this up for about $5 with its remote and antenna you see coming out right there. But it's a pretty nice piece that should probably give me at least $60, and I'm going to be seeing if I can, of course, try to sell that locally, because I'm not too fond of shipping TVs. So there you have it, guys. Next, we're going to check out the comic books. So while I was in Texas, the comic book collector that I bought books from for numerous years now, in one of my previous videos, you saw how I picked up the first appearance of White Vision from him, those 2 copies. So this time around, I just wanted to go by and see what he had. He always seems to have new books in his collection every time I come by. And near the end of this particular sale, he told me he pulls books out randomly from another storage building he has several towns away. So hoping next time I go, I get to see that particular storage unit full of comic books. So here are the books I picked up from him this time. So we have Marvel Age 29. I thought it was a pretty nice Scarlet Witch and Vision cover. Got Iron Man 231. Iron Man 212, a 20th anniversary cover. Got Secret Wars number 3. And no, I didn't see any of the other ones in this series, so hoping that'd be one I find one day. Marvel Tales starring Spider-Man 142. The Mighty Thor 356. Fantastic Four 319. Now, I'm really happy to find some Swamp Thing. Here we got Swamp Thing 65, which is actually a first appearance of Swamp Thing's daughter, if I'm not mistaken. Avengers 221. 227. 232. And 260. I thought that was a pretty nice Nebula cover there. So we got the new Robin here in Batman 457. I just thought that was a pretty interesting horror comic book cover. It has the Crypt Keeper in the corner, so I thought that was pretty neat. The Haunt of Fear. I'm not sure the number on this. I think this is number 2. This is not as old as I thought it was. I thought it might have been an older 70s book, but I think it's just a 90s book. Here we have the only Amazing Spider-Man that I did find. The reason I think was it was left behind because it's got some pretty big damage right there along the edge. We got number 243. Take a look at that. but I only spend, as you can see here, only like $4 on it. I enjoy some classic Batman covers, so here we have Batman 375. It's always a good amount of action in a Batman cover. And here we have Masters of the Universe issue 2 from the Star Comics line. Now here we have some of the more impressive rare keys. I had never seen this particular version of this cover before. Spider-Man 2099 issue 1 with a white cover. I think this is some kind of rare variant, so I decided to pick it up because I do have the standard glossy cover. And here we have Marvel Age 98 with Toxic Avenger on the cover, which I believe is the first appearance of the Avenger in the Marvel Universe. And here we have 2 Punisher books. We have the Punisher issue 1 in the 1 in 4 limited series, and the other Punisher issue 1. Pretty nice finds. I've had opportunities in the past to buy these books, but never at the kind of cheaper price. I only paid maybe like 10 a piece on these. I know they go for anywhere up to 30 on up, depending on condition. Thought that they were pretty nice finds, especially in the condition they are. And of course, they look pretty great in the bag and board cover. So there you have it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this haul that I picked up while traveling through Texas. Anybody who's always saying they don't really find anything when they go out, just give it some time, keep looking, and you're going to find something awesome. Did I expect I would come back from a 6-day-long trip with all this stuff? Not in a million years, but I'm so happy I came across it. So keep searching out there for all the treasures you want to find. And until next time, thanks for watching.